Right now, Jeff Bezos has a net worth hovering around $275 billion. It is a number so large it breaks our normal mental scales for money. When looking at a fortune of that magnitude, the instinct is to treat economics like physics. If someone has accumulated that much capital, we assume it was extracted from somewhere else, from workers, from competitors, or from society as a whole. Bezos himself recently made a claim that runs completely counter to that assumption. He argued that the value to civilization created by his for-profit companies is much, much larger than any good he could accomplish through charitable giving. Debates about extreme wealth often miss a crucial dynamic. We focus entirely on the highly visible, concentrated fortune at the top. What we miss is the dispersed, almost invisible value distributed across hundreds of millions of customers, in the form of lower prices, wider access, and saved time. To understand the actual economics of modern wealth, we have to look past the bank account of the founder and calculate the size of the invisible pie created for everyone else. The Nobel Prize-winning economist William Nordhaus spent years studying exactly how much value innovators actually keep. Nordhaus estimated entrepreneurs capture only 2% of the social value they produce. Applied to Amazon, Bezos's $275 billion fortune implies Amazon generated $13.8 trillion. At a $64 hourly GDP, that's 214 billion hours saved, yielding 22 hours per customer every year. By eliminating millions of physical trips to the store, manual price comparisons, and shipping logistics, the platform operates as a massive machine returning our most finite resource, time, back into our daily lives. This economic mechanism has operated over generations. In the mid-19th century in the United States, average life expectancy was below 50 years. Most of the population spent the bulk of their income on basic necessities, subsisting on simple, low-nutrition diets in poorly ventilated homes. In this environment, a regular entrepreneur named Gustavus Swift began looking for ways to expand his meatpacking business. Swift pioneered the refrigerated railroad car. By overcoming the limitations of weather and distance, his logistics network allowed meat, dairy, and fresh produce to be transported across the country, ending wide reliance on or localized diets. Soon after, companies like Sears, Roebuck & Company began mailing catalogs featuring thousands of high-quality tools, iceboxes, and household goods directly to rural consumers who previously had zero access to national markets. These logistical networks drove a massive surge in the standard of living. From the mid-1800s to the mid-1900s, economists estimate the real value of goods available to the average American increased by 700%. The resulting improvement in nutrition and sanitation caused annual mortality rates to plummet. While building massive personal fortunes, these historical tycoons were acting as social entrepreneurs. They kept a fraction of the value they created and passed the rest to the public in the form of longer, healthier lives. The 98% societal surplus actively lowers the cost of business experimentation across the entire economy. When infrastructure like cloud computing or national logistics networks emerge, they reduce the capital required for new businesses to launch, fail, and eventually scale. This chart shows a developing nation's economic trajectory. Studies reveal that a 10% increase in cell phone penetration boosts the annual GDP growth rate by nearly a full percentage point, a multiplier effect drastically cutting the time to double a country's wealth. Traditional philanthropy is vital, but it is a system for moving existing resources toward chosen ends. Scaling a successful business creates entirely new value by reorganizing labor, capital, and knowledge. The definition of a social entrepreneur includes anyone who generates deep societal contributions through the strict act of doing business, forcing competitors to improve, lowering search costs, and making goods widely accessible. Extreme wealth is easy to resent because the numbers are highly visible. But if we measure the remaining 98%, the lower costs, the improved health, the access to global markets, we are left to recognize the dividends we've received and decide what to do with the extra 22 hours of life we gain this year.